Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the Marky Worthington Comedy Podcast. This is episode 23 with Trent Sheppard. Trent's a buddy of mine. I met him from working at the basement. And we go for a couple of cool stories from over the years, as well as some of the early days of the basement, some of the history of the place. So it's a good episode. A lot of fun hanging out and recording this one. I've got Smith's Alternative in the city on Sunday the 9th of August this month. Kicking off at 6 o'clock, a bit of an earlier start than you would expect from most of the open mics in town, so come on out and check that one out. I'll be there. As well as we got the basement this month on the 18th, starting at 8 o'clock, but get in early because the last one hit the venue capacity and a couple of people had to miss out. So head on to the Facebook page for Marky Worthington Comedy or the basement to find out more about that event. And then finally, at the end of the month, we've got Boardwalk Comedy on the 26th of August, and it kicks off at 8 o'clock. So that's a Boardwalk in Belconnen on Wednesday the 26th. So yeah, thanks for listening to the episode, and make sure you like, subscribe, and share so you can keep the wheels turning. Here with a buddy of mine, Trent. How you doing, man?
Bloody good, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Good to have you on the show, dude.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for having me.
I've had a few different guests over the last few weeks, just because of all the lockdowns. It's been hard to get through every comedian in town when they're not available, and people have been responding well to having mates on the show as well.
Yeah, good. I'll ruin that for you.
Yeah. Man, I remember when I was doing the metal podcast, I was like, I have to get you on the show. We'll be able to talk about, all the gigs and stuff over the years. But this has been the perfect platform for all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's a good way to do it. It's good to have something to do during...
Yeah.
This might be the last weekend before we all get locked down again too.
That's right.
So the way things are going. Thanks, Victoria.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, man. It's like with the release schedule of the episode, people might be listening to this as the last time that we were allowed out, like from lockdown in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, hello from the fucking past when we were able to do shit.
Hello from the other side.
G'day.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That didn't take long.
Yeah, nah, didn't take long at all. But yeah, anyway, man, we're so that everyone that doesn't know you or doesn't know how we know each other, fuck them. This isn't a questioning of yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, no, I started working at the basement in 2012. At the time, you were a regular here, and just after you finished managing for the first stint.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Finished up there for a bit and then came back in not long after that.
Yeah, not long after that. I think there was about a 18-month stint.
Never really went anywhere though.
No. It's like with all the upgrades at the bar, man. It like would have been harder to move you from your spot than update the whole bar.
Yeah, just bolt the chair down and build everything
around it. Yeah. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's how we know each other, just from those early days of the basement. Well, my early days, not the early days of the basement, because it's been kicking for fucking yonks.
Your introduction, yeah, it's been. It was Mikey. Changed it all over to the basement. I think that was 2007, maybe 2006, but it was Pete's Tavern before that, and it was actually Whitewood Warehouse originally.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, way back in the day.
Because I knew it used to be a warehouse, but I didn't know what it was. And it's like you look around, you're like, I can see how this was a warehouse once.
Yeah.
But man, I going back through the history. So when it was before that, Darcy's Den, Yep. But I was actually talking to a bloke, probably in his 80s, one of my family friends or whatever.
Yep.
It's like, so what are you doing up in Canberra? I said, bartender at the basement. He goes, yeah, don't know it. And I said, it's in top end of Belconnen. He goes, yeah. I think it used to be called the City Tavern. I'm like, yeah, maybe. And then he's like, it's either the City Tavern or the Tavern, something like that. And I did some looking up about it, and it originally was just for a short stint of time called the something Tavern. Or the
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay. I thought Darcy turned it into a bar and just called it Darcy's Den straight away.
Apparently there was a stint where it was called something Tavern or whatever. Right. And he's just like, yeah, I remember drinking there, got out of town, and Cop pulled me over. Wasn't allowed to drive anymore, but only lost my license in ACT.
Yeah. So
The old rules.
that is showing it back
Showing
in the day,
its age. So
lose your car license and go get your bike license.
Yeah. So what happened was he said that his buddy drove the truck, because he was a truck driver.
Yep.
Drove the truck outside the border, and he was able to drive it home once he was in New South Wales. And fucking crazy shit over the years.
I had something a bit like that. A mate of mine moved to Cooma, and he was always getting speeding fines in New South Wales on road trips, and he'd pay them. But New South Wales didn't talk to ACT because he should have lost his licence. And he moved to Cooma. He was a truck driver as well, and he moves there. He goes, I'll do the right thing. I'll switch my licence over to New South Wales. Switches his licence over and gets a letter in the mailbox a few days later saying, yeah, you've lost your licence for 3 months. He was able to get out of it. Like he begged his way out of it. But yeah, bit of a kick in the teeth when you think you're doing the right thing and it all catches up with you.
And they changed what the fucking right thing is.
Yeah, exactly right. Move the goalposts on him.
Yeah. Man, I had something similar when I first moved to Canberra because I was boarding at a relative's place.
Yep.
I didn't have any utility bills or anything in my name.
Yeah. Trying to prove who you are.
So they wouldn't swap it over. And I legitimately just went to them, was like, look, I want to do the right thing, but I can't, And they eventually, I think I signed like a stat deck or something and just got it, like, signed my life away, and they finally did what they wanted.
Yeah, I had that because when Dave and Donna owned the joint, they'd pay, like, it was all above board. Like, maybe you're paying taxes and everything, but you just get an envelope of cash every Tuesday.
I remember that, yeah.
So I didn't have an active bank account. I didn't have a driver's license. I didn't have all I had was a Medicare card.
Yeah.
And then trying to get all that stuff back. So I go to get the driver's license. I know you need this many points, go get a bank card. So then you go to the bank, they go, no, you need this many points, go get your license. Like, I don't know what to do here. I ended up getting away with it because I went in and saw a girl, and I mentioned where I was from, and it was like Kiama. Kiama came up somehow, and she went to school with my cousin Todd.
Yeah, right.
So the way she ended up getting around it was she gave me proof of age card and license at the same time, and sort of used them as each other, sort of thing. So
yeah, you like
without randomly running into one chick and then chatting to her and Kiama coming up, I'd probably still be there.
Fuck, dude. So you're like the you ever seen The Mummy? You know that.
Yeah.
You slowly became whole. Like you started off as just a skeleton.
Yeah.
And it's fucking absorbing souls.
That's it, mate.
Until you got there. But you mentioned you're from Kiama originally. Is that like your first? That's where you grew up, or?
Yeah. Well, Gerringong technically.
Yeah.
Born in Wollongong Hospital, then Gerringong. Was around there. They weren't there for too long. We moved to Griffith when I was moved to Coffs Harbour when I was pretty young. But we moved around a lot when I was young as well. The old man chasing work and shit. But while we were moving around, like the auntie and grandma and stuff was still in Kiama, so you go back there for Christmases and Easters and stuff like that. So it always felt like home, whether you were in Coffs Harbour or Griffith or Canberra or wherever you were. Kiama was sort of the constant.
Yeah, right. It's a bit like me, man. I grew up all over the place. Like I moved to a bunch of different places, fucking Mittagong.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
People actually live there.
Yeah, dude.
I thought it was just that joke about fucking ringing the people with the bell.
No, dude. I fucking lived in Mittagong for a while. I lived in Hobart, Tasmania for 6 months.
Yeah, right. That'd be cool. I haven't been down to Tasmania. I'd like to check it out, man.
Dude, it's good.
Head down there with a motorbike and cruise around, stay at some cool pubs, check out some cool shit.
It's fucking dope, man, because you can ride down to Melbourne, catch the Spirit over, and then you set up, and everything there's pretty. Like when I was in Hobart, dude, there was people that were like, "Oh, did you catch the Spirit down?" Oh, yeah, they call it the Spirit. It's like the fucking connection to the mainland.
Yeah.
And we went to Launceston. It lands in Devonport. Went to Launceston and come down to Hobart. And they're like, "What's Launceston like?"
Really?
And I'm like,
yeah, right.
I'm like, "Oh, you haven't been there?" They're like, "Oh no, a lot of people don't travel too far." I was like, "Dude, you live in it's fucking. You can travel from one end to the other in 2.5 hours. Why
Yeah, fuck. You stand on one beach, you're casting a shadow on the beach on the other side of the island.
Yeah, I'm legitimately met people, and not just at school, but like my old man was saying when he was going out getting work and shit, there was people that were like, oh, there'd probably be more work up in Launceston, but we don't really know.
Is that where the whole inbred thing comes from?
Man, I don't...
Because they don't travel, so they just stay in town and read their cousins.
Yeah, dude. Like,
yeah, right. I'd never really thought about it before. It's just, people from Tasmania have two heads. That's the thing.
Dude, it's like three different sections. The whole East Coast. There's sections on there that are just like completely fucking secluded from other parts.
Yeah, right. So it's funny, but like you say that and we make fun of it, but those idiots that came up from Melbourne with the coronavirus, like they went to bloody Fishwick markets, they went to Gunga and Town Centre, they went to Belconnen Mall, they went to a house inspection at Totterell Street.
Yeah.
And I was saying, like, they come here and did a fucking tour of camp. I haven't been to that many town centres, and I never leave the joint.
Yeah, there's something about fucking coronavirus just makes you want to see the world, doesn't it?
Yeah. Fucking hell. Makes you go batty.
Yeah. Good call, actually.
Oh, shit, how's that out?
The audience is one step ahead of me. They knew it was shit before I did.
That's it, man.
Nah, it's fucking weird how many places...
That's me.
Oh, cool.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. It's weird how many places everyone went to, dude. Like, those people came back. The thing is, though, the question...
Nah, it's all right. It's just Christina sending 7 messages when one could do. Oh,
Man.
Christina, I love you.
I always get that, dude. Like, with the like... Hey, message.
Yeah.
Hey, going, fucking, like, blah, blah, blah. You just, it's nearly like, have you seen the movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
The chain at the end that kills the fucking bad guy just keeps fucking going. That's like the message chain.
That's right. Yeah. No, I always get in trouble. They send they send War and Peace, and I send back K.
Yeah.
Or a thumbs up
fucking
emoji.
Thumbs up. I was talking to my buddy who's been on the show before, Jack Taylor. He always just replies with okay, and I do that too with him, because we both understand that we both respect each other, and we don't fucking like when enough.
Don't either. Yeah,
we like each other enough that we're not going to see an okay message and then instantly think that the other one's mad at each other.
Oh, mate, I just don't think about that. But then, like, I've got in fights because of my tone. I'm like, that's not the tone I sent it in. That's the tone you fucking read it in, you dumb cunt.
Yeah.
Now we're fucking fighting. Now you're getting a fucking tone. So,
yeah, it's like Bill Burr says, like, anything you ever say isn't true, because as soon as it comes out of your mouth and goes into someone's ears, it's cut with their childhood and their fucking bad morning. And like, it's not pure anymore.
Bill Burr's a master of that. Do you listen to his podcast?
Yeah, all the time.
Apparently he does like 2 hours a week just by himself, just ranting by himself.
Yeah.
I haven't really checked it out, but I'll have to give it a go, man. Cause I don't get how you can come up with that much content, relevant content by yourself, especially during lockdown.
Oh, man, he was kind of in a few of the episodes during lockdown. He was just like, well, I haven't done anything for the last fucking few weeks. I don't know why you're even listening to this, because there's no relevant
Because I've got
content.
nothing to say.
But like in the last week's episode, dating the podcast again, he goes on a rant about like buying an old house because his missus comes in because there's like a mouse in the pantry. And he's like, I suppose I need to fucking deal with that. And then he just goes on like a good 5-minute rant about how like all the possibilities of why that fucking mouse is in their house and like what he could do to get rid of it. And he just goes, oh, you could just get a fucking exterminator, Bill. Come on.
I wonder if he gets worried about burning material, or if he just sort of uses, if he comes up with something, does he still use it? Like, have you seen his specials and retcon, oh, hang on, I remember that from the podcast, but...
Yeah,
but he figures, look, by the time the special comes out, that podcast is probably 18 months old, and the majority of people won't remember me using that bit back then anyway.
Yeah, see...
Because I'd be worried, well, I mean, I'm not a comedian, but if I was to do it, I'd be worried about burning bits.
Yeah.
Especially if you're someone like Bill Burr and Netflix is giving you $1 squillion to do a special every year. Well, that's a lot of pressure to do an hour special every year. You know? I'm 40 years old. I've got about 18 seconds of material.
And you burned it on the podcast.
And that's my sex life. There we go. That's my material.
Well, that's the thing, man. I've been listening to Bill's podcast. He's what got me into listening to podcasts and then future doing comedy.
Yeah.
So
right.
by listening to his podcast, actually got me into listening to some of his guests' podcasts.
Yeah. I'm the same with Rogan. You know, Bert Kreischer and Tom and all the Rogan, man, Bill Burr's in that as well.
Yeah.
Like all the Rogan crew.
Yeah, Stanhope and stuff.
Chris D'Elia until recently.
This is the thing, man. Unless you're someone that got a text from him and you're an underage person, why the fuck does anyone even care? Like,
well, and the other thing too is I haven't followed it very closely, but apparently, so he fought back and he released copies of the text. Then apparently these girls edited the text. Like, there's one that was underage, and she mentioned she was underage, and he sent back, "Oh, my bad. I thought you were at tonight's show. You have to be 18 to be there. Bye."
yeah,
And that was the end of it. But she didn't show that last bit.
right, yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, if it's serious, obviously, fuck that dude. But
Yeah, that's what I reckon too, man. It's like, but you can never fucking trust what you read, hey? Like, especially the text and shit, dude. Like,
I don't trust what I see with my own eyes.
Yeah, I don't even know whether I'm interviewing you right.
Are we on DMT right now?
yeah, like
That'd have to make it a much more interesting podcast.
just fucking make this couch a lot more comfy.
Melting into it.
Just become the couch. Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Well, I am overstuffed and made out of leather, so.
Oh man. Yeah, you mentioned before about like not sort of moving around a fair bit and shit. I think that's just a mad callback to like 10 minutes ago.
Nothing wrong with that.
But talking about getting into comedy and also before about moving around and shit, I think that actually is what got me into like being pretty quick on my feet, because I moved to so many fucking schools and
having
had
to make friends
fucking
at every
straight
school.
away.
Yeah.
And the thing about Tassie, dude,
You didn't have that beard to help you out back then either.
I didn't have the conversation starter.
That's the best icebreaker you got going, mate.
Yeah. But
Fuck, it would have been a good old conversation starter if you did, though.
yeah, fucking 12-year-old with this beard.
Yeah.
Fucking rocking.
You'd look like a 12-year-old without it.
Yeah, like they put me in the circus because I didn't have a beard in Tassie.
The man with one head.
Yeah, I probably should have started that career down there. Started the showbiz from the circus side and climbed up into comedy.
Yeah, it's all gesturing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all the same fucking show.
Yeah.
Different monkey, same show.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what got me into like having to make friends and shit, dude. But in Tassie, I knew the fucking path, like as far as where I would have had to go after. I was still in primary school.
Yeah.
If I went to high school, so I was a pup when I was in Tassie. If I went to high school, it was all boys, all girls. So the only time you had like chance to mix with the opposite sex was in primary school.
And they're still licky in primary school, so you don't want to mix with them yet anyway.
Well, you're just sitting there like, well, like in primary school, you just want to hang out with your mates.
Sometimes you don't want to mix with them when you're 40 either.
Well, the thing is, dude, I just reckon that straight after high school, fucking imagine just the first time you're chatting to a dude to be after high school, or a chick to be talking to a guy, or a guy to be talking to a girl, and after they've been in the same sex fucking schooling their whole high school.
I don't know about down there, but I know, so Darrow was an all-boys school when I was in high school. I didn't go to high school in Darrow, but I know they were an all-boys school at that time. And but then you had, I think it's Marici was the all-girls school.
Yeah.
And they'd still do like their social dances together and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, like you would have social activities together, and I think they'd do like their sports carnivals together and stuff like that, just to
mix it.
Yeah, get something going. But then, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
popular.
Dude, I was in one of those classes when I
just
moved.
burped directly into the mic, by the way. Sorry about that.
Sound effect.
Yeah.
Like I add it to like a soundboard or something.
Yeah. Oh no, that's them sound checking.
That's the burp drum.
Yeah. That's it, man.
Dude. So I Yeah, I reckon that with the whole mix stuff, man, like I went to, I was in a class, an all-boys class in like a mixed school.
Yeah.
And it was...
I think we did... Sorry, I keep talking over you. I'm the guest, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I think majority of the time we do PE just with the boys.
Yeah.
Especially if we're doing contact sport, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the majority of the time the boys would be in one class and the girls in another because it was the 90s.
Yeah.
So the boys would do football and the girls would do gymnastics. That's what the 90s was, mate.
Yeah.
A girl playing football? Outrageous.
The equality goes out the window when you get tackled. It's nearly like the equality just spills out the ear when it's tackled from one side.
I'm going to go do some dishes. And I just got cancelled.
Yeah.
Cancelled before I even got started.
Demonetised, fucking there we go. He won't be making me fucking money on YouTube for that one.
Nah, fuck it, I'll go on tour and open up for Jordan B. Peterson.
Dude, I fucking seen Stanhope perform here a couple of years ago, and I spoke about it on Joel's podcast before.
I saw Stanhope at Maggie's Club.
Yeah.
In the city. Champion, dude.
So fucking good. So yeah, I seen him first time here at like Street Theatre 3. It's like 200 people.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, one of my buddies, Phil Carruthers, local comedian, opened for him.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was just like, holy shit. A guy I know that I like knowing one of us is on the stage opening for fucking Doug Stanhope.
That guy sucks Stanhope's dick. I feel like I suck Stanhope's dick.
Yeah. He's sucking it with my mouth. You know what I mean? It's like the opposite of like wouldn't fuck him with your dick.
Yeah.
Man, but that's the thing, man. Like it's just like that 1 degree separation from the fucking Doug Stanhope.
Yep, the comedian's comedian.
Yeah.
You know, he's pretty much just bought an entire town.
Yeah.
Just moved in this little area and just liked it so much, he just keeps buying shit. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's a fucking smart move, man. And geographically, that's actually a fucking good spot, man. Because LA, you got work there. He doesn't do a lot of New York shit compared to LA stuff.
Yeah, right.
Because he's always traveling. So he'll just needs a spot that's close to an airport and he can do the rest of his fucking work.
He's probably built one out there by now.
Stanhope Airport.
Yeah.
Dude, how fucking good would the bar...
Hope we get there, airlines. Like I wouldn't be getting on that plane if he was flying, that's for sure.
Oh, dude. The most sober pilot out of all of them.
Nope.
You know, he travels so much through Delta as his choice. He knows a lot of the stewardess and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Knows all the people.
So, come on, mate. Come on. We'll put you through the quick line. Don't worry, we're not going to pat you down.
He gets all the like vintage Delta pins and shit.
Yeah, right.
And just like, he's just into his collections of like old school shit. I listen to the podcast and hear about all the things, man. But like, I like his approach. I like how he's out there and stuff. He even got his postal address online. Like people just send him stuff. People rock up to his place to hang out with him and shit.
Yeah, right.
And so he's kind of got that really loyal, fucking devoted fan base.
Yeah. Is it like the cult hit type thing? Like, not the biggest fan base, but he's a religion to the people that. Like, well, obviously. If you guys are watching this, go back and watch Joel's podcast as well. And obviously, you guys talked about him, and I can only imagine Joel was saying the nicest things about him. Yeah. Joel's a big fan.
Yeah, dude. It's actually, I didn't get the story out on the podcast. So I'm not going to steal it away from him. But here's the story. No.
He must. Yeah. He must.
So when we're at the Stanhope gig, Joel, being in a wheelchair, had to sit at the front, right? So Stanhope actually fucking addressed the fact there was a guy in a wheelchair in the front.
Yeah.
And Joel's just sitting there like, fuck, just starstruck.
Oh my God, he knows I'm alive.
Yeah.
Just. Oh, Jolly.
The best fucking part about it was Joel fucking, like, every fucking 10 minutes has to go take a piss, more or less, if he's drinking.
Yeah.
So, 10 minutes after they've had a bit of back and forth, which is his story to tell, he's wheeling out, and Stanhope just stops his mid-sentence and goes, "Don't you walk out on me."
I've made the same joke, but somehow it's funnier coming from Stanhope.
Dude, it's funnier me quoting it from Stanhope. That's how I prop my fucking comedy up. Like if
stealing bits.
If it doesn't
start calling you Carlos.
Yeah.
Mark Carlos Mencia.
I had an idea for that, like a Carlos Mencia comedy night, but you can't word it like that because cunts will think Carlos Mencia is coming to Canberra.
Yeah. Carlos Mencia comedy night where everyone just does everyone else's bits.
Bitch, yeah. It's still fucking patented, so go fuck yourself.
Patent pending.
Yeah, exactly. That's legit. I need to work on the logistics of how it happened, but I just reckon a mad set where it'd be like 5 comedians go up, do a set, and then they switch around and the same 5 go back and do each other's set.
Yeah, that'd be cool if they did the other set. So if you did it like you got that Triple J like a version.
Yeah.
So you did that. So if you did the same jokes but did it in a different style and see if it came across differently, and so obviously you'd have to get very talented comedians and you'd have to get ones with different styles. So, if you got Mitch Hedberg doing Doug Stanhope's set, how differently would it come across?
Yeah.
Or someone like, Jerry Seinfeld, or like a really clean comedian doing Joey Diaz.
Yeah.
That'd be a trip.
Oh, man. I could just imagine how crazy it'd be just having Seinfeld doing fucking Stanhope or something.
Seinfeld doing Raw or Delirious.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Man.
Except for seeing that pasty, flabby white body in the jumpsuit. I don't think he'd look quite as good as Eddie Murphy did in 1983 or whatever it was.
Fuck, dude. That's the funniest shit. And do you know, I think I've seen this online. Someone made the call, but I did this as soon as it dropped. When all that creepy shit came out about fucking Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
I was like, watch fucking Raw and Delirious, and then see the bit where Eddie Murphy says, "Bill called me and said I can't do that kind of shit."
You cannot say fuck. Worst Bill Cosby ever. I'm sorry about that.
That was at the fucking peak of him being a creepy cunt.
I think it just kept going, didn't it? I mean,
is there a peak if you just keep exceeding?
If you just keep going. But yeah, like I think, obviously unconfirmed, and I don't think it'll ever be confirmed, but there is a theory that Bill Cosby might be arguably the, not Genghis Khan styles, but apart from that, like the most prolific rapist ever, or at least of the modern era. Like some of the the numbers they're talking about, like
fucking
deep
crazy.
into the hundreds of people.
Yeah, dude.
I get it. Bill Cosby would have had bitches lined up around the corner to, suck the dick of the person he last fucked.
Yeah.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
But like, just to taste it,
Yeah, exactly right.
That's the fucking thing, man. Like, it's nearly like some cunts just can't be fucking helped. They've got to do the right thing to get off.
Yeah,
they've got to do the wrong thing.
Yeah, it must be a taboo thing or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like when they talk about Mick Jagger and David Bowie getting caught rooting. I don't think either of them are gay, but I don't doubt that they rooted.
Yeah.
Because once you've rooted like 2/3 of the female population, you just look at each other and go, final frontier? If I'm going to do it, I might as well do it with David Bowie.
It's a bit like when Brad and Angelina married. It's like either way you look at it, either one of them is taking a fucking step down from now on.
Yeah. That's true, man. That's true, yeah.
But, dude, if I'm honest, man...
Well, I haven't said that. Jennifer Aniston's aged a lot better than Angelina.
I was going to say, dude, that we're on the same fucking wavelength there because...
whatever. we've been like this. Yeah, if we got it, we got it.
It's our coronavirus now.
Yeah.
Communism. But
Comrade virus.
Thank you. So, I definitely think he should have traded back after the peak. So, Brad should have gone, all right, now it's like Jolie's hit her peak, I'll go back to Aniston as the fucking, like, the step back now.
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry too much about Brad Pitt. I reckon he's probably doing all right
should
for
be
himself.
alright,
I think he's probably okay, mate.
If he needs any advice from me, things have gone horribly fucking wrong for him.
Fucking hell.
But, you know, if Angelina wants to hit me up, no worries.
Yeah. Look, if she asked nicely, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah. No, I'd say no to be the only guy that's turned her down.
Yeah, that would be worth a bit.
Imagine just being...
Because whether you root her or tell people, whether you tell people that you rooted or tell people you said no, they're not going to believe you either way.
Yeah. So you may as well be the guy, like, because I'm a fucking cunt, man. I'd prefer to say that I hurt her feelings than she forgot about the time she banged some guy. She'll remember me if I say no. She won't if she bangs me.
I just want to date Taylor Swift for 3 weeks so that I can get an album written about me.
Fucking broadcast into the music industry straight through that.
Yeah. Say, flamingos are cunts. Here's my latest song about it. Cheers, Taylor.
Dude, I actually here's a fucking trippy story. So I dated a girl who I didn't know that I was following her blog. I didn't know that she was the fucking...
Yeah, okay, you didn't know she was the author.
Yeah, so I used to follow it, and we started dating, and she's super like... she'd withhold a lot of how she was feeling about the shit that went wrong.
Is this like that episode of Seinfeld? No, not Seinfeld. You'd start reading about your relationship in the blog?
So
There's an episode, Just Shoot Me.
Yeah, is it?
There's an episode there where she's dating like this kiddies performer, like a blues type thing.
Yeah.
And that's the plot.
Oh, fuck,
yes. Where like he'd be super cool about stuff and then she'd watch his show the next day and it'd all be about morals and how you don't turn up late to a date or whatever it was. Fuck. I can't remember the details. Yeah, that's it, man. You're living a sitcom. Yeah. You're living a 90s sitcom, motherfucker.
Fucking stole my bit.
Yeah, 20 years, 30 years before you had it.
Yeah. I burns my bit on a sitcom fucking years before I did it.
Yeah, probably when you're in nappies.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been a long time coming. That's legit what happened though, dude. I was reading up on the blog and I was just like...
Start putting two and two together? Did you figure it out? Or?
Oh, no. So what happened was I'm sitting there at home and I'm just like, I'm cruising through it and I'm just like, oh, man, I follow this blog. And she's just like, oh, okay, what's it about? And I'm like, this chick started off cool, but now she's just constantly bitching about her boyfriend. And I don't know what the fuck's going on, but this guy seems like a fucking asshole. And she was just like, oh, what's the blog? And I showed her and she just fucking didn't say anything.
Yeah, right.
And I was just like, what's going on? And then nothing came about it. And they had like another blog that this person used to admin 2 blogs, so the profile was attached to two pages.
Do we want to take a break or just power through?
I'll finish up this.
Yeah.
People aren't going to remember this after the fucking episode.
Fair enough.
The only person that gives a fuck about this is the chick that I dated.
Yeah. Hello.
G'day. Shout out. Still got your Lego if you want it.
Is that code for dildo? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a block one. Yeah, but anyway, I found out about it. Found out that she ran the other blog, and then I was just like, fuck, I put 2 and 2 together. And then I was just like, she said, oh, this is my thing. I was like, oh, I have to follow your page. I seen it. And then I was like, oh, shit, we're like, and then it came up. And then... Yeah.
What was the conversation that happened on the back end of that?
So the back end of that was just like, oh, why didn't you tell me that all this shit was a problem?
Yeah.
And then we ended up...
that's lying by omission.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Like, I had to read about it in a blog. But the best thing about it was, man, like, I got to follow the blog after the breakup just to see how she dealt with it.
Yep.
Like, it was good. I got to do the check-in and shit, like, just by reading the blog.
Checking in without actually having to check in.
So, I mean, I hope that whoever she's dating now is going well because I stopped following the blog, but I'm pretty sure it's all there if I want to read about it.
I don't know if blogs were still a thing. I thought they fizzled out when podcasts started.
Yeah, I guess so. This is, is this going to be the next thing that fizzles out? Like, is this going to be the MySpace of fucking social media?
Nah, I don't think so, because I think this is modern-day talkback radio.
Yeah.
And even talkback radio is not going anywhere, but I think over time, podcasts. I mean, I have my headphones in, listen to podcasts all day. I subscribe to about 20 different podcasts. Like, after working here for 7 years, two things happen. You get a bit musiced out, and also you get a bit snobby about music as well.
Yeah.
Well, once you're seeing that much dope live music, it's kind of hard to hear, listen to compressed files through bloody Spotify, shit like that. So I just listen to podcasts all the time, and then just, crank the music when I'm at home, having a couple with the boys and girls.
It reminds me of, working here and seeing so many fucking rad bands and stuff, and shit still fucking gets my attention every time I'm here.
Yeah. Dude, how many incredible bands have you seen, and you were getting paid to watch them?
Yeah.
That are now some of your favourite bands, but you wouldn't have taken the $10 punt.
No.
You hadn't heard of them, so you wouldn't have paid the $10 to buddy.
Yeah, or I had other shit on, but because I'm working, I had to be here. I had to do it.
Yep, exactly right.
Yeah, but you can probably fucking hear a bunch of music in the background, so we're gonna take a break and fucking hit you next time with the part 2. So I hope you enjoyed this part of the episode, and we'll fucking be back with the next part in the next release.